Hi everybody, this is Joel Kennedy with Kennedy Violins. Now today's video is about what quality of bow you should purchase and what is the difference between a low quality and a higher quality bow. So this video is pretty much geared towards like beginner to intermediate players who maybe you need a bow for whatever reason, maybe you want to get a bow upgrade or maybe you broke your bow or something and you're wondering, how much money do I spend on a bow and what is the difference between these bows anyway? So today I'm just going to show you a few points that you can consider when you're purchasing a bow so you don't end up spending like far too much money and you know what to focus on. Now, first of all, there's three kinds of bows that you could consider: a fiberglass, a carbon fiber, or a wood. Now, I don't recommend the fiberglass ones at all for a variety of reasons. I don't think they're even worth your time. So for today's video, we're just going to talk about carbon fiber and wood bows. Now, the reason why you might want to purchase a carbon fiber bow is that they're generally not too expensive, they are durable, and they usually bounce pretty well. Now, if you're going to purchase a carbon fiber bow, that's not like an American name brand, but it's some other brand that's a lot less expensive than, like, let's say Kodo or something, then there's just really two things that you want to look at. You want to look at the hair. You want to make sure that's real horsehair, because real horsehair is going to hold the rosin better and it's going to sound better. And you just want to look at the ratings of the manufacturer, right? So if you're buying online, just look at the reviews and make sure they're good reviews, and you're probably going to be okay. So the first thing you want to consider is ask yourself, is the bow half mounted or fully mounted? Now, a half mounted bow is, if you look at the frog, you'll notice that there's metal here on this side next to the hair on the bottom of the frog. Now, a fully mounted bow will have metal next to the hair and also on the back of the frog as well. Now, this isn't super important, but a lot of times if you have a fully mounted bow, it may indicate that the bow is higher quality, or at least it will increase the probability that the bow is a little higher quality, and also it can help with balance and it kind of looks nicer. So the second thing to consider is, if it's a wood bow, what kind of wood is it? Now, most bows are going to be some kind of Brazil wood, okay? So that's what you want to look at for. And you can, a lot of times you can tell not only by the description, but the color of the wood. So a lot of times the wood is going to be like a dark brown or maybe like a medium brown, kind of like this one. But the bows that you really want to avoid are the ones that are reddish in color. Those tend to be some kind of redwood or rosewood. I don't know what they are, but they're just awful. So the wood tends to warp, it doesn't bounce very well, the wood is not very dense, it's not durable, just terrible, terrible quality. So if you find one of these types of bows and the price is really, really low, just avoid them like the plague. You want to make sure it's some kind of Brazilian bow. Okay, so the third thing that you want to look at is, if you're buying the bow in person in particular, you want to make sure the bow is straight and it's not bent in the wrong way. Now, bows, naturally, a modern bow has a bend in it, right? So it's going to be bent in the middle. It's an asymmetrical shape. But the bow, the bend that I'm talking about is longitudinally, right? You want to close one eye, sight down the bow, and make sure it's not going this way or that way. Now, a lot of times with, inexpensive bows, you'll see a slight curvature. This is probably fine. But if you do see a slight curvature, you just make sure, like I say, it's a slight curvature. But if it's like, really pronounced, or it looks like a dog leg, as they say in the industry, just don't buy that bow. It's not going to work out too well for you. So just get that bow, look down it longitudinally, close one eye, sight down it, and make sure, it's pretty straight. Okay, so the last and final thing that you'll want to look at. Oh, and by the way, if you like this video, please feel free to like it, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the alert bell. I'm making a lot of video these days, and you'll get alerted, and you'll always see the videos that I'm putting out. Most of them are like tutorial like this, and sometimes we do performance videos. But anyways, so like I was saying, the fourth thing that you want to look at is, does the bow tighten and loosen properly? Now, a lot of times with cheap bows that are not tested properly by the retailer in the US, the hair isn't installed correctly for our climate, and there's issues. So when I say tighten properly, I mean when you loosen the bow, so you turn that screw counterclockwise, right? Make sure that the hair can touch the stick in the middle. See how it's touching? So, and then when you tighten it, it should be very easy to tighten it. It shouldn't be an effort for your hand. So you turn that screw clockwise, and then you want that gap right there so you can get your pinky in there. And so as long as it tightens properly, it's not too difficult to turn, and you can loosen it so that hair touches the wood of the bow. Then you know that the hair was installed properly and it works well for your climate. And of course, I can just add in there, you know, if you're buying the bow online, which a lot of you will, just make sure it's a reputable dealer, right? So again, look at the reviews. Sometimes these aspects of the bow, you can't look at them in person. You just have to kind of trust the people that are sending it to you. So you want to make sure that the bow is inspected in the United States before it's sent to you. So that's about it, guys. You know, like I always say, you know, here at Kennedy Violins, you know, we're all players and teachers, and we're always happy to answer any kind of questions you have. So with that, I hope you guys have a great day.